Welcome to Lucas Oil Raceway at Indianapolis 4, also known as IRP, which we will call it from now on, but welcome for the Lucas Oil 300 here. This is another night race and another short track. I believe this is the third short track on the schedule. But I actually sat through qualifying and practice and all that. The times were very close. Had some very close times, so there should be some nice close racing here at the short track up in Indiana. But now you can see on the pole, if the camera switching works right, Devin Fair, your Eldora winner, sits on the pole for tonight's race at IRP. He won Eldora in dominating fashion from the pole. Will he be able to do the same thing tonight? Also in practice, it looked like this could potentially be a 2 to 3 lane track, so we could see that come into play. Another story to watch out for. The previous short track race at Bristol was won by the driver starting in last, Bradley Ream. He won that from the pole. We'll see if he can work his way forward here, as well as Arthur Xavier. He is also starting near the back. He's the other winner of the short track. He is the winner of the other short track race this season at Myrtle Beach. Arguably the best race of the season so far. Go watch that race if you have not already. It was an amazing race. Fortunately, it ended under caution. This is the third short track race of the season, excluding Eldora. But fourth short track race of the season if you count Eldora. This is also the final short track race of the season. Next, we head to the road course in New York for Watkins Glen. Then we head to Talladega Superspeedway for the Bojangles Southern 200. Canadian Tire Motorsports Park for Gary Owens race north of the border, which Gary Owens himself will be racing in that race. He'll be racing the 24 truck sponsored by himself. And that's based off of his iRacing truck, which was designed by the driver starting fourth, Nathan Smith. Then we head to Rockingham Speedway for the Bass Pro Shops finale. Now that I've gotten the schedule plug for the remainder of the season out of the way, I just set my mic again, but we're getting close to the command, so let's talk about the drivers to watch for. Devin Fair, I believe he topped both practice charts, practice and happy hour. I believe he topped both of those charts, and he topped qualifying. He's definitely one of the drivers to watch for. Watch for that 93 truck to drive away from the field tonight. Ryan Benjamin, for the longest time, held the practice lead until Devin Fair came out and he just blew his time out of the water. Nathan Smith has not won since Daytona this season for the season opener. He's going to try and be on the move tonight. Fourth is one of his best starting positions this season. Since Daytona, he has not had races go his way. He's been at the back consistently at the back, which is very unfortunate for that 48 team. iRacing sponsoring both of their the Nathan Smith Motorsports trucks. Jordan Stout.
Drivers, start your engines!
Jordan Stout has not had a good season at all. I believe he is at the very bottom of the points. But he'll be looking to grab his first win tonight. Now let's head back to the front. Go over your starting lineup. Devin Fair starts on the pole, followed by Matteo Kobayashi. Behind them, row 2, Ryan Benjamin and Nathan Smith. in a row behind Roman Fenway and Sebastian Dupain. Then you have Nottingham Scott and Nathan Orman, followed by Jordan Stout, Patrick Starr. Now, let's get back up to the front here as they're coming out of turn 4 now, coming to the green flag. 50 laps here in the Lucas Oil 300. Green flag is out. Matteo Kobayashi gets an amazing start on the high side. Thundering off through turns 1 and 2 right now. Kobayashi and the Zaxby's throwback, sponsored by Sunoco, has taken off. Out of turn 4, Matteo Kobayashi leads lap 1 at IRP. Nathan Smith has moved up to the 2nd position. Like I said, look for him to be on the move tonight. Had a very fast truck in practice. And was hungry for that 2nd win of the season. As the truck starts to go single file now, we see Nathan Orman here trying to get over Patrick. Orman has not had the greatest season. Actually started a wreck at Myrtle Beach, which, like I said, was the best race of the season. He started a wreck there on the restart, getting into Connor Howell, who is not in this race. He's a part-time driver. I forget who was leading the championship, but I have not updated the points after Charlotte, so I'm going to need to do that after I'm done recording this race. Starting single file out. Jordan Stout just continuing how his horrible season at the back already drops to last. Bradley Ream is not there anymore. He's moved up a single position. Single positions do not mean anything unless it's for the lead on the final lap. I believe top 10 and back, they get only 3 points. Green does not, 3 points only. Now let's go back to the front. Kobayashi has just run away with this. He is gone. He's already 5 seconds back to Jordan Stout. Kobayashi definitely proving that he is the car to beat, truck to beat. Coming through turn 3 and 4 right now, Devin Fair, Nathan Smith, like I said, having his greatest race of the so far having the greatest race of the season outside of Daytona, where he got the win. Has had a string of horrible races. My string, I mean, ever since Las Vegas, just has not performed to the expectations after winning the season opener. Definitely proving that he's trying to prove that he is still a championship contender. Devin Fair now. Devin Fair sits third. Colson did not get a good start at all. That high side just rocketed away. But Kobayashi is flying 6 seconds back to Jordan Stout in 15th. What a just it's just going to be a battle for that 2nd position. Unless we get a caution, I don't see anyone catching up to Kobayashi. Unless we do have pit stops. However, I'm not sure we will have pit stops during this race. That IOMA 48 Chevrolet Silverado definitely looks like he's got some speed. However, Kobayashi and that Sunoco is just flying. through turn 3 and 4 once again. Coming to lap 13, Kobayashi has led every single lap of the race. Also, Ryan Benjamin, your winner from Charlotte, is running just inside the top 5. Unfortunately, Christian Holder, who's arguably been the best of the part-time drivers, consistently up front, except for Eldora. Eldora was an interesting race. It's very, very hard to pass. You had to stay in a circle. You had to hug the bottom, or else you were not going anywhere. You were falling. Christian Holder in the 51 for Toyota Racing Development has definitely been the best. However, he has had the least starts and currently sits last in the part-time driver standings. I believe, anyway. He might be third. I can't quite remember. I believe he did finish second at Charlotte. So, definitely showing you got some speed. It was a late race that sealed the deal. Now, Kobayashi just continuing to extend his lead. Will Jordan Stout and Bradley Ream at the back play a factor in this race? Don't believe so. I don't think there is enough time. I really should have made this race longer, as it's been some solid racing. It hasn't been the big Bristol, what you'd expect. Bristol this season was a very uneventful race, to say the least. Not much happened. Jordan Stout just continuing to be the worst driver in the field. That 9 truck just does not have the speed in any of these races. It's very possible that iRacing does not return to the team next year. And even though that scheme does look pretty nice, especially under the lights here, the red, white, and blue iRacing colors just look amazing. Back to Kobayashi. Back to Kobayashi, out of turn 4 now. Jordan Stout just now entering turn 3. It's gonna be close to see if we do get lap traffic to play a factor. Yeah, Stout is just... Stout and Ream have been not very good outside of Ream's win at Bristol. Kobayashi is just gone. It was basically over on that. After that start, he flew away from these guys. He's really showing that he deserves the win. Nathan Smith is not far behind, I believe. Oh no, Smith is nearly 4 seconds back. Well, 3.5 seconds back to Kobayashi. It does not seem like he's going to have a shot, like I said, unless a caution comes out. 10 seconds back. Jordan Stout is. That is about 12 seconds. 12 more seconds until Kobayashi catches up to him. And Stout is falling. Stout loses more and more time each in every lap. While Kobayashi is exiting turn 2, Sauer's exiting turn 4. It's just not a good day for that 9 team. They're going to continue to sit last in the standings after this race. Just very, very disappointing. It's a shame for that team. Hasn't had speed all season. Their best shot at winning was probably at Daytona. They have not shown any speed since then. None of it. But Kobayashi doing an amazing job. I believe trying to get Rising Sun Motorsports their first win of the season. I can't quite remember, but I do believe Patrick Starr has not won this season. Let's check the gap. 4 seconds back to Nathan Smith. And yeah, there it is. Kobayashi has run away with this race when you're past halfway. He has basically got this race locked up unless we get a caution. Or unless pit stops happen, but like I said, I'm skeptical about the pit stops. Let's go through the fields, see if we can find any battles. No battles here. Next season we will have a bigger field. I believe it's going to upsize to about 25 trucks. So that's going to be 10 more trucks next season. Which, that's very good news. It shows that the series will stay healthy. Golfing Enterprises will not return next season. They've announced that. That they are ceasing operations. Greg Galding, not having the season he wanted. Has not been able to be as competitive as he wanted. And they're saying that they're ceasing operations after this season. This is the first and last time the 2017 is coming to IRP. And we also have a much longer season, I believe. I believe we're going to make it about 20 to 25 races. As it'll be a feeder series into the Firefox Cup Series. All-new Cup Series run by me. It'll be on this channel. Driver sign-ups should go up soon. Still waiting on one team to finish up their schemes. But after that, we are good to go for sign-ups. Might just not do them in-game. I might just show the spreadsheet. I might do them Discord, but I'm not sure yet. But this series will be a feeder series next season. It'll no longer be the premier series on this channel. It's unsure whether or not Dodge will return. You may see Nissan. I believe there is a Nissan template for this mod, I'm not sure. But you may see Nissan return. Take Dodge's place. And Kobayashi has closed in quite a bit. Only half a track, I believe. Less than half a track, actually. Devin Fair closed in on the 48. And like I said, Nathan Smith, this is his best run this season since Daytona. Unfortunately, it's probably going to be a second place unless, like I said, caution or Kobayashi retires due to failure or something. I think this has been an amazing season of racing so far. Charlotte was a very exciting race. Like I said, go check that out. As well as Myrtle Beach, Daytona, Las Vegas. Those are the highlights of the season. I excluded Eldora and Bristol as they were complete duds. Nothing really happened. Devin Fair here, he's mounted a slight charge here. He's been becoming more consistent, and he has actually won in every series in IOMA/WARA. He has won in every discipline of track except for super speedways. He'll look to change that when we go to Talladega later this season. In the Bojangles Southern 200. Now that'll be a very exciting race. We'll see if we can get our first caution out of super speedway. Daytona was a very clean race. And there's a very high chance that this series heads to Italia next season. To the Monza Oval. As the Firefox Cup Series is heading there. Could be a Cup Series doubleheader at Monza. I also deeply apologize for my horrible Italian accent there. But here is Sebastian Dupayne. He was, for a while, he was also one of the fastest trucks in practice. That got taken away by Devin Fair. And much unlike Bristol, we had this track was actually pretty consistent in its racing. There was actually passing for a few laps. Then the trucks got single file, and that all went to shame. And no, it does not look like lap traffic will be a factor. It does not look like pit stops will be a factor. Kobayashi can rest easily on this victory, a well-earned victory in dominating fashion, leading every lap at IRP here. This an outstanding drive by the Japanese driver. This 10 truck, this Zaxby's throwback to John West Townley, who got his one and only career victory, well, I believe his one and only career victory at Las Vegas in probably 2015. I can't quite remember. I did not really pay attention to the truck series back then. But he has done an amazing job here at this bull ring. The bull ring here at IRP in Indianapolis. Outstanding drive coming to 3 laps to go. There you saw our through the field back to the leader, coming to 2 laps to go through turns 3, through turns 4, after turn 4. 2 laps remain at IRP. 2 more laps. He can cruise from here on out. Matteo Kobayashi dominating here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Out of turn 4, white flag is in the air for Matteo Kobayashi. Fair, Nathan Smith, they've locked up the 2nd and 3rd positions. But it's all about Matteo Kobayashi. Down the backstretch he goes for the final time. Through turns 3 and 4. Out of turn 4. Matteo Kobayashi is going to win at IRP and get the first win for Rising Sun Motorsports, his first career win. We've had a different winner every race. And Kobayashi adds his name to that list of winners this season. I actually forget who won at Las Vegas. I said that was one of the highlights of this season, but I've forgotten it. Oh, it was Nottingham Scott who won Vegas. I actually have not done points since Eldora, so I'm going to need to go and do that. But Mateo Kobayashi, a dominating victory, 7-second margin of victory, and a dead 15 seconds back to 15th place. Followed by Nathan Smith in second, his best performance of the season since Daytona. Very unfortunate that hasn't had the season to make up for that. When as you looking at the points, he went 30th, 12th, 9th. 30 points, 12 points, 9 points, and 3 points. Just not a good season at all. Looking at the part-timer standings, the most recently I have updated them. Smart Motorsports sits in the lead with Cody Smart, 33 points total combined throughout their 2 races so far. Logan Sports sits second. Their 17 truck, driven by Logan Williams. All the drivers except, well, the first 2 drivers are owner drivers. They build their own trucks. And then Connor Hound for Pennzoil Motorsports in the 22 sits third. He has the most starts out of them, the part-time drivers. He has 21 points. Logan Sport has 24. Definitely seems like Cody Smart is running away with it. Like I said, I have yet to update the points. So, Christian Holder could actually be the points leader, and the top 2 trucks, or top 2 teams get into the next round. They get a lock into the full-time season. They get a full-time lock next season. I finally learned how to properly speak. I'll definitely forget it, and sitting last, John McFadden in the 16 for Tide Chevrolet Racing, with 9 points. Christian Holder has 12. That's from his 1 start this season. But Devin Ferris got 3rd in this race. Sebastian Dupain got 4th. Ryan Benjamin got 5th. Patrick Starr got 6th. Nathan Ormond in 7th. Roman Fenway in 8th. Arthur Xavier, he was one of the favorites coming into this race. Despite a horrible performance at Bristol, he showed up late in the race at Myrtle Beach to steal that win, and the race ended under caution, which is unfortunate. Nottingham Scott in 10th. He hasn't done much this season. He did win Vegas, but that has not stopped him from sitting, as last time I updated, 7th in points. But not Mitchell Collins in 11th, your Clash winner. I do believe we will not have the Clash next season, despite having new teams and drivers. I'm actually not sure how much the driver lineup is going to change next season. Sebastian Dupain, Jordan Stout, Christian Russell, Roman Fenway, Nathan Ormond, Patrick Starr are all unlikely to return. But everyone else definitely seems like they're going to return next season. Now, Greg Gaulding, like I already said, I forgot to mention that he will not be returning at all next season. Really, really unfortunate for that team. They shutting down operations after the season. Christian Russell, 13th, hasn't done much at all this season. Bradley Ream, 14th, and Jordan Stout rounds out the field in 15th. has actually been confirmed by Nathan Smith Motorsports that he will not be returning next season, and he is out of the 9 truck. They will be looking for a new driver or potentially downsizing to fielding only the 48 truck, which could mean that all the sponsors from the 9 truck go to the 48 and they run more than 2 schemes next season. However, this has been Kevin Jackson, your broadcaster, and signing off.